So we need to add some methods to our player class. So let's go to our player class and add some methods. Okay, what are we going to go with first? Okay, so let's start off with our rotation method. So we go with let's start off with the accelerate method. So when we've put in the accelerate method, this is basically whenever we push the up button, we want to increase the speed of the player object. So in order to do that, we're going to take our self.velocity, we're going to update our self.velocity by our self.direction multiplied by the self.speed. Okay. The next thing we're going to add, the next method we're going to add to our functionality here will be our diff rotation function to handle the rotation of the spaceship itself. I'm going to rotation is equal to 1. Again, our rotation function is going to accept the input for rotating the object. Great. So once we're in there, we're going to go with we'll create our angle variable. And we will take our self.rotation speed multiplied by rotation. That will now be our new angle. Once we've done that, we'll take our self.direction dot rotate IP and then angle. Alright. Okay, the next function we need to add will be our move function. Diff move. The whole point of this method, not function method, the whole point of this method will be to update the position of the player object. So in order to update the position of the player object, we'll go with self.pos is equal to self.velocity. The next thing we want to do is we also want to update the rectangle. If we go down here to our draw method, I just want to add this in quickly. Pygame.draw.rect on the window, make it 255, 255, 255, self.imageRect.x, self.imageRect.y, self.width, and then self.height. 1. I just want to draw a rectangle around our image character. So if you see now, there's a white character. You see that the square is not set around the rocket ship, but it's more on the top. It's not set incorrectly because the image of the player character has been set at that X and Y location of the top left of the rectangle. We need to change the position of the rectangle so that it encompasses the image of the rocket ship. And in order to do that, under our move function, we include the following line. self.image.rect.x, self.image.rect.y is equal to our self.pos 0 minus self.width divided by 2. Self.pos 1 minus our self.height divided by 2. Okay, that's our move function. So we've created our move function, but it's not being updated anywhere. We need it to be updated on each cycle of the main game loop. So in my main game loop, I'm going to go down here and above my event handling, I'm going to create a little section for update game object movements. And right over there, I'm going to call my player.move function. Okay. If I hit play, my object should, okay, firstly you see the white square, the rectangle is now encompassing my image. It's now also perfectly centered in the middle of the screen. There's no updates to my spaceship at the moment, but we haven't broken anything either. And the reason for that is we haven't included event handlers for hitting the arrow keys, or we haven't put in any event handlers for input keys. Let's go ahead and do that now. So here underneath my event handling loop for checking for quit and escape key, I'm going to create a new section. I'm going to call it handling input. The reason why I'm not including it under this event type, the reason why I'm not putting it in underneath the event.type, event.key, is this one handles it per keystroke. So every single time I hit the key down button, it would advance my character 1 pixel. Or, it would be like 1 iteration, and that doesn't help. What I need is for it to be a continuous. If I push in the up button, it needs to continuously accelerate my spaceship. So in order for it to do that, here under my handling input, we create a little variable called keys pressed. And what we do is we go to pygame.key.getPressed. Alright, then if keys pressed pygame.keyLeft or keys pressed pygame.keyA. So if I hit the left, if I push in the left arrow key, or if I push the A button, I should be player.rotation. I should be rotating the character to the left, which is -1. Remember your X and Y coordinates in Pygame. X starts with 0 on the left to your 1280 on the right. So if we're going to the left, we need to be going in a negative direction, and if we're going to the right, we need to be going in a positive direction. Then I'm going to say elif keys pressed is equal to pygame.kRight or keys pressed pygame.kD. Then my player.rotation should be going to the right. Right, and then the last event handler I want to input is if, and I say if, not elif, because I want to be able to accelerate at the same time as I'm pushing left or right. If I use the elif button, then I could only push one button at a time. So if keys pressed pygame.k up or keys pressed pygame.kw. want to call the player.accelerate method. Alright, so now we've put in the handling input for our spaceship. We've created our move functions, we've created our rotation functions, and we've created the accelerate function. If we go and play this, we should now have a moving spaceship. So if I hit to the left, my spaceship rotates to the left. If I hit right, my spaceship rotates to the right. You'll notice that the rectangle does not rotate. I've not created it so that the rectangles rotate, but there will be a permanent hitbox around the spaceship of that shape square. Just bear that in mind. If I then hit my accelerate button, we should start moving forwards. And there we go. I can still rotate. Oh, now I've gone off the screen. Let's come back. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, well, it seems that we can go diagonally. If I don't want to hold in the accelerate button too much because we've not set in a limiter for our acceleration. So we can, oh, now we've gone off screen again. Oh dear. Well, going off screen is a bit of a problem, so let's go ahead and fix that issue just quickly while we're still busy with the player class. It's a very quick fix. We can go ahead and correct it rather simply. So we go here into our player class, and I'm going to put it here underneath my rotation method. I'm going to go ahead and call it diff wrap to screen. Right, and my little comment is going to be wraps the player to the screen. Basically what it means is if I go out on the left hand side, my character should appear on the right hand of the screen. If I go out the top, I should appear at the bottom. So in order for this to work, we're going to go with self.x, and my self.y will be equal to my position. Because I've included an argument here for position. Right, so that's what my position is. Then my self.image rect.x, self.image rect.y. No, where am I going now? Wait. So once I've got my self.x position, my self.y, I need to actually return my new position, the opposite side of the screen. It'll be self.vector2, self.x, modulus screen width, self.y, modulus screen height. Alright, now we're not calling this method anywhere, we need to actually call this method in our move function. So if we go down to our move function, over here, where we're changing our position constantly, we need to actually call our self.wrap to screen, and that's going to be with our self.pos plus our self.velocity. So that will be our new position, and we just need to take that out because it's not going to work. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're adding our current self position plus our self-velocity. So our self-velocity is our new, so if our current position is x, y, 10, 10, and our velocity is 1, 1, right? Then our new position would then be 11, 11. Okay, so that's what this is. So this is our 10, 10 plus 1, 1, which makes it 11, 11. This then gets fed to our rapture screen in position. So now I have 11 there and 11 there. Okay, so now if my 11 modulus my screen width, if it leaves me with a 0 or a 1, it then moves to the opposite side of the screen. So let's go ahead and try this out quickly. So if I run my spaceship up to the top of the screen, I should appear at the bottom. There we go. If I go out this way, I should appear on the left. There I am. And if I go back this way, I should appear on the right. There we go. And if I go on the bottom, I appear at the top. If I go out the corner, can I get this right? I come out the bottom corner. Fantastic news. We are sorted. Well, that's good news that that's working. Yeah, this is fun. Let's see how fast the spaceship can go. Oh, you're losing. Let's try to go straight. Okay, we're going to go faster, 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 faster. Wow. Well, this wouldn't be a problem in the game because you would have crashed into an asteroid by now. So I don't think there's any need to put in a speed limiter. The other issue I've had is if I've tried to include a speed limiter in the past, and then what eventually happens is you limit the speed on your X, you limit the speed on your Y, you eventually end up at a point where it'll go up like this, and then it'll turn to the right, and ultimately once you've included your speed limiters, it just goes at a 45-degree angle. Your diagonal, it just normalizes to a 45-degree angle, and that's not exactly something I wanted, because it does kind of affect your movement, which makes it really, really weird. Okay, we've now created our player class. She is working. We are happy.